Hi Jabs, uyaphila namhlanje?
Yep. Um, me? Okay. Don't ask me anything.
I
I
don't
was
ask.
dying. I was dying in my head.
I'm not gonna ask anything, Titule. I'm not gonna say anything about your head. Ngathi uphume eshaweni.
Mm.
And as a Kaizer Chiefs fan, there's a lot of things that are happening with Kaizer Chiefs, so I understand. I'm sorry.
So yeah, we must for the 10 and the 10. So you see, Chiefs is the most stressful team. You see,
Yes.
amounts of games that play in a short period of time. It's too much.
So I'm very sorry. I understand you could be going through a lot. Anywho, so
Thank
today I
you.
want us to look back, take ourselves back into time where we had the marvelous Mr. or Council Mgomezulu, the strong-willed Mgomezulu, who is now late, but his work will always speak for himself, for itself. And even though he's no longer there, it's hard to forget how much of a strong person he was, and the work that he has done for the Senzo Meyiwa case, and his resilience is something else. No one can ever compare to that. Yes, we are not trying to compare any of the councils in court, but Ngomezulu was in his own league. There's a lot of things that happened in court and jobs, and you've caught on to such a lot of them, to so many of them, and you've made videos about them. I want us to get to your head now to understand what was going on in your mind when you were making those clips, because there are so many clips that you have made, especially when Bonizulu is concerned, and you would go very wild even when you were doing your TikTok lives. Let's talk about that.
Yes. It's a good thing that you're asking me about what's going on in my head. And you could see Uguti, my head is completely white, as in. So I'm not clouded by a lot of things, no. It's clear. It's clear, and I know exactly what is happening. Umgomezulu was not scared to take a fight to the state witnesses as well in court because Noni, it must be said, even Umshololo had her own fair share.
We're losing you, Jabs, there. We are losing you there. Yeah, you are back now.
Yes. Oh, you've lost me. Okay,
Yes.
I don't know what's
You were
happening.
still saying
Yes,
Umshololo had her for fair share.
yes, yes. So I was just saying that even Umshololo was disrespected by Utumelo ne, at some
Mm.
point. And Nozandi foot as well. I'm not sure whether they were fighting for the name in, but Umshololo Mdala, but Umshololo Mdala. So yeah, so that's that. Or maybe it was a contrast with how maybe Lorraine was just angry with why my parents called me Zandwe or Zandi, they are already successful. I mean, I'm still on the other side.
There's that.
Yeah, but yes, and my talent are not the same.
Yeah.
She's a good singer and all that. You know what? That's fine. But then I want to play this clip. I'm gonna start with this very rogue clip, Nonine.
Okay.
But what I want, I'm not sharing my screen. Am I sharing my screen, Don?
No, not yet.
Okay. Yeah.
There, yes.
Can you see my screen?
Yebo. It's very low, the volume. I'm not hearing anything that Mgo is saying.
Okay. So, but anyway, but you can see the screen.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just that the audio is a bit low. Let's just try and play it again. So here, but people who want it, they must just go to my TikTok page, you know. But what is important, Noni, there is saying because he was coming there for the second time, I depicted as that the court is really hot today. You understand?
Yes.
And it's burning. Food is being overcooked. There is coyote and gulit. You understand?
Mm.
This response. It would have been a response to this. Let me share this clip.
We're losing you again, and your thing is red.
So can you see my screen now, Non? Because I think
Yeah.
the network.
Yes, I can see your screen now. You can play.
They were traveling with a white Toyota Fortune. Can you remember? I
know.
It's not playing.
So I think it's your network.
Okay,
But anyway,
okay.
but we've I think the clip or where did you see the clip towards the end? But the clip that we played then Noni was one we were trying to remind your fans that first round Gomezolo, it's information on the trial within the trial, is asking Telesi from EMPD that did you see a fortune? Now, Butelesi is telling Gomezolo about the 19th, ne? In the morning, would they waited for it. But then Teles is adamant, Oguchi, he did not see the car, he was seeing the car for the first time. But remember the issue of the 18th at the engine garage. Regardless whether was it Ntanzi being there or anybody being there, but it's the issue, Yoguchi. You arrived there to assist Mohane with a breakdown. You were called to do a backup. Why then you did not say that? So in context, what was happening in that heated conversation, you can imagine that Gomezule was there to defend his client.
Yes.
Now he's always been saying that for some odd reason, the state has a tendency to omit critical information when they're leading evidence.
Yes.
But when Mokhane's evidence was being led, why Balo and the state did not talk about the car being stuck at the engine garage.
Mhm.
But the version of Tanzi had mentioned the engine garage. They denied that. Even Umgomezolo even asked ukuthi, Jonathan and Teles, Tanzi says he met you for the first time at the engine garage. Now, that is when this fallacy tends to happen of people trying to confuse things. No, this confusion is not just from the street. The confusion started from the court. Let me show you what happened in the court. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
It will deny that he has instructed Mr. Mjiako, right?
That's correct.
And then you say also your client will deny that he signed a confession before a magistrate, meaning the white lady, Ms. Kronje, right?
Correct.
And then you put a tail. What he will say is he was taken to a place in Germiston, is that it?
That's correct.
And assaulted.
That's correct.
Now I want to know, when was the assault? From my understanding, because the concatenation of events as you are narrating them, when you say he will deny, he's assaulted on which day?
On the 24th.
On the 24th.
Yes.
At about what time?
In the evening.
In the evening. And this is before or after?
It's after
he was forced to sign that
a confession.
Alleged confession.
Alleged confession.
Is it before or after, according to instructions?
When he was assaulted, that's when he was forced to sign a confession.
Okay, so
on that night of the 24th.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. All right.
So, my lord, what I know, maybe just for clarity, what is the question, counsel, so that I answer what you've asked me?
I'm putting a version to say accused number 2 will deny having instructed Mr. Mjiako, will deny that he signed a confession before a magistrate. The only document he signed was a document shown to him in Germiston around industrial area. That's why he was compelled, because he was beaten there, to sign the document.
Okay, no, I understand now. So, my lord, no. Let me start with Mr. Mjiako. I don't know how the instructions were given, but what I know, on the 23rd, he, accused two, stood up and said, "This is my attorney," before the introductions by Mr. Mjiako. That is the first part. The second part, on the 23rd, on the 24th.
Now, we always say the thing that the issue of confusion started from the court.
Inside.
Because now, yes, that is clear that, remember, the confession of Magistrate Cronje, it's proven on that paper that the signature that Ntanzi did on Rapadu's document is not the same as the one that he actually did in Magistrate Cronje's document, because I think that one, Magistrate Cronje, is written the initials, basically. So we stand to be corrected, because remember, Noni, we don't have court document. So people must not come for us in that regard. But in Ntanzi's version, he said, after Cronje on the 24th, that is why the Fortuna disappears, because now the Fortuna's AVL will show that the 24th, it also went to the Germiston area where Ntanzi was assaulted again. So Ntanzi says he was assaulted on the 18th night, assaulted on the 19th, then on the 24th. Now, that is not confusion when you are sober-minded listening to the evidence. Now, also, what is also important is that you could hear that how polite Ngomezulu is when he's addressing these things, but the attitude of the court as well. I mean, he even rolls his eyes and basically says, and the whole of these things. And we always say this, a bad denial, Noni, it's always based on, I'm signing this paper because I know this paper is my leave form for annual leave. But this paper, I don't know what is it because the color of it is different. So I don't know what they give it to me, but they just said, just sign it. Now, that was clear for Dante. He's not educated. He says the only time that I was beaten up, that's why there is a blood, he talks about blood stain on a document. That's that. So now, and Dante's version is that I did not sign anything before the white magistrate. As much as we're criticizing the state in this regard, I still feel that the defense lawyers may have deprived us of the recording that Cronje did. Yes. Because that recording, I wish that it could have been played for us.
But if
And I
what
just
if
wish
Danzi was
Urasan-
talking there?
No, lies and the truth don't mix. You see, we're
Okay.
not here to defend criminals or anything like that,
Yes.
basically. Because that is why, for me, I have tend to say, whatever the police have denied, but does this version remain credible to what the police have said so far?
Okay.
Yes. So now, some people that have attended criminal matters, they always describe and say, these matters are, you have somebody's version, you have all lies, and then the court that will make a final judgment based on lies. Because everybody lied in
Yes.
court. You see, so now that's why other people will always say that you know what? A state will put fabricated evidence, and the defense will also fabricate lies to defend itself. Then the court will come to a fabricated conclusion based on the two lies.
Umanyofonyofo Mosekoti.
Yes, that's what happens in court. Because if both sides are lying, we're most likely to get the biggest lie as a form of a judgment.
Okay. So chances are, even if, let's say, Undanzi was saying, Undanzi gave the version that he never said anything there in that confession room, but did ask for a phone call to be given an opportunity to bath and those few things. But chances are he said a lot of things. So if Undanzi was saying whatever that they perhaps said he must say, right? Chances are we were going to hear the tone of his voice. Was he crying? Was he sounding like someone who is forced? Was he scared? And if there were other people that were saying other things.
No, we don't even have to go that far. You see, the problem in this case, there are three actors. It's the police for their lies, and then the stories of accused number 1 and number 2. Well, number 1, I think at some level, it's been very transparent.
Yes.
Number 2, I think Danzi has not been, or maybe his defense, has not been upfront about a lot of things. Let me tell you. why it's not in Dan's statement, because that's why for me, I find it a bit murky.
Mm.
I still have these things. I don't know how true this thing is, but at some point, I got a call from Ugost, ne?
Yes.
I said, no, Japs Lindy call ne, Rams is going to call you. Yabo.
Mm.
And I waited for a call from Rams Pele. He never called. And I called Ghost. I said, Ghost, but you said the call is gonna come. Blah blah. No, it never came through. Now I don't know how true the thing is. I've never had an interaction with Rams before, but I find it strange that on a simple matter of a bank transaction, which the state is making reference to the cell phone and the SMS on Dan's thing, then Ramsipili says, no, he's going to call an accountant. Accountant for what? Because you've got a bank statement that you pull through and says, Kinimda, you and your people are lying. I've got a statement. Untaz is going to come with a statement from the bank that says A, B, C, and D. And then also, Kininda and your people, we've got a record. There was screenshots that were circulated, none,
Yeah, I
of
remember.
yes, of a Capitec incident, which shows that there was a problem. There's somebody who did what you call this thing, an inquiry on Danzi's bank account around the 23rd while Danzi was in hospital. Now you look at those things when unknown. Then you ask yourself, why Ramsipele did not say, Kininda, you are lying about this. Here's a bank application, because this story of a loan that is being mentioned and everything like that. I really sympathize with people that always ask, but where's the loan statement? Even though Danzi is the honors of proving that he's not guilty is not
On
on
him.
him. Yes, it's a state case that needs to be strong. But I find it strange that Ramsipile has not been firm to say,
In rebutting
based on
things.
yes, based on the cell phone record with what Pinky we've heard from Pinky, right? I'm gonna need Stain to come back, because now that Pinky has told us Uguti Danzi's phone was pinging this number and everything like that, while the number was in somewhere in Mpumalanga. While Danzi was in jail, the number was pinging. So nobody has actually rebutted certain information. So
And we have 4 minutes for you to be freezing, Kenjabon. It's not my network now, it's yours. It's your network. It's your
yeah,
network.
you're gonna spend no, you're gonna spend a lot of time editing, joining this part.
No,
But
it's easier there by YouTube straight when you are done uploading.
yes. So I always maintain, Noni, that the biggest problems here Danzi and his lawyer, because they've not taken us in confidence about certain factual things. Why they have not gone on record and say, I don't know that Chiako, I will prove to you that Danzi was the first time on like the instructions. Do you understand?
Yes.
That Ramsey says, I'm going to call Mchiako on this level. When Mchiako comes there and lie or something, but take us in confidence so that Mchiako can show us papers, because clearly when the lawyers of Mchiako saying they withdrawing because they've not been paid, that means it's a lie that the family members of Danzi have went and paid Dan. You see now, they pay. If Mpahlele and Associates says they've never received any money from Danzi, that is why they're withdrawing from representing him. And then you have on the streets, then you have a family that says this. So for me, Noni, the biggest problem in this regard, it is indeed Untanzi himself and his family, as well as Ramsipil, because
Yes.
they are failing to take us in confidence. Yeah, I'm sure their followers are going to fight with us now, but you know what? It's one of those things.
Yeah, it is. Anyway, it is what it is, Jabs. But we will talk about this because I want us to also talk further when it comes to this part of Undanzi, because we are not about the accused or the state. We are about justice being served fairly. We don't want anyone to be unfairly treated when it comes to anything that has to do with the case. The person that we have interest for is Senzo getting fair justice, because he can't die and then nothing comes out of it as if we're burying a cat or something. So we will talk about that. There is something that I want to mention, but offline, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll come back so that we can use this part that we finished off regarding Undanzi and the things that are official when it comes to him and his evidence, even though we are confident in most of the things that he said in the courtroom.
Yes, that's Noni. I'm looking forward to that discussion because we need to unpack Danzi's sequence and a version of events. Why I personally feel that is letting us down as South Africans.
Himself. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. We'll talk then tomorrow. In fact, we'll talk after this call, and then we'll discuss the way forward with what we are discussing now. Then we'll take it from there.
All right, sir.
Thank you. Bye-bye.